This is 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, episode 83, the 5 Essential Feng Shui Power Cures. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. You know, it's springtime and Mother's Day is just around the corner. My son's birthday is next week. I love May. It's such a wonderful month. It's a really beautiful month here in South Texas because it is a kickoff to summer and it's not quite so monstrously hot. Not yet anyway, and there's still flowers and it's pleasant and you want to go be outside and spend time outdoors. It's wonderful. I tell you, being outdoors has been an absolute solace to me. I have so enjoyed being in my garden and working in the yard and just seeing things bloom and grow. That's been something that I think we've really needed this year with the COVID-19 virus going on and the whole pandemic thing. In fact, I was just reading in the Wall Street Journal today about that Burpee Seeds said that they are having one of their best years ever. So evidently, there's a lot of folks out there who are planting gardens and trying to make things grow. You know, there's just something very life-affirming about gardening. And I wanted to just pass that along to you that, you know, if you're feeling kind of stuck and hemmed in inside and you just need to get your hands in a little dirt, do that. Because when you see something grow, it just makes all the difference in the world. And I know, especially for children, having something like their own cherry tomato bush or just a pot of zinnias, it makes all the difference in the world. They get so excited watching things grow. Heck, I get excited watching things grow. In fact, I have a cherry tomato that is just going bonkers. It is going to be the cherry tomato that ate a house. It's so huge and so big and so full of all kinds of cherry tomatoes. I can't wait. But I just want to kind of invite you into my world a little bit. What's going on with me? Mother's Day is coming up, and I'm looking forward to that and spending some time with my mom and with my family. I want to thank you, too, for all of the great comments and your emails to me because it really is kind of lonely here in podcast world. You don't know. Is someone listening? Are they paying attention? Maybe there's nobody out there, but I can see from downloads that you're there. I can see you, and it's wonderful, and I love hearing from you. Listen, if you want to send me a note, I'd love to hear. What did you like? What did you hear? When do you listen to 5 Minute Feng Shui? What's your favorite time? I recently received a wonderful email from Joe in Australia, and I want to read it to you because I just was so thrilled when I heard from her. And I do hear from people all over the world, and I love that. So keep them coming. Let me hear those comments and tell me where you're listening to 5 Minute Feng Shui. Well, let me read this to you. Hi, Katie. I am a mine worker, and I always like to get the house set up for the month and use your tips as I listen to and I get ready to go away for work. I love all your podcasts as I drive 400 kilometers to my work plane and then back a week later, and I always listen to them. I listened to one about clocks today, and now I'm just about to place the spare clock in the east, as you have suggested. Thank you for all you do for all us listeners. Cheers, Joe from Australia. Well, Joe, this episode is for you because it's all about cures, and I wanted to say hello and say thank you so much for listening. It really means the world to me. All right, well, let's start talking about Feng Shui cures. This is something a lot of folks talk about, and I love talking about Feng Shui cures because it's something that every home needs, without a doubt. Now, every year Feng Shui moves and shifts from one sector to another and one zodiac sign to the next. You're the dog, you're the rat, you're the tiger, whatever it is. But some feng shui energies that move from corner to corner each year have the greatest potential to do harm. And they require particular cures or remedies, as I prefer to call them. These remedies are ones that will be necessary and that you'll use year after year. So that makes them essential for annual feng shui. The feng shui cures for wealth and prosperity are actually what I call enhancers because, who needs to cure wealth and prosperity? I certainly don't. But we do need feng shui cures or remedies for this year and for every year, actually. So let's start off, and before we talk about the exact cures, let's talk about, can you reuse them? This is a big question that comes up every year. And I say, of course you can. There are some experts in the feng shui community that will recommend getting rid of all your annual cures. That means your wind chimes and your wulos and 5-element pagodas, because they've been used. And they recommend buying new replacement cures. And this is just a huge waste of money. It's completely unnecessary, and I don't want you to do it. Once you make an investment in a really nice 5-element pagoda, you don't want to go buying those things every year, and you don't have to. Listen, heavy-duty cures do not require replacing. Simply cleaning them before reusing will often be all that you need to receive all the help these cures can offer. And really, that's all you need to do, is just kind of clean them up a little bit, clean them out before you use them for the next year. You can also set them out in the sunlight for at least 4 hours to kind of recharge. And what do they say? Sunlight's the best disinfectant. And I believe that's true. Sunlight is a great activator, energizer, and purifier. So I just love using sunlight. Whenever you bring something home, you're not really sure about it. Maybe you like those tag sales, garage sales, estate sales, that kind of thing. If you're not really sure about it, let it sit out in the sun, and that will help it. Now, let's get talking about the number one cure. This is so, so important, and I don't like to recommend a lot of feng shui tchotchkes, and that's because who wants to live in a feng shui emporium or a Chinese emporium? We want to live our lives and have our decor look however it is, whether that's, French Provençal or modern day modern or contemporary, whatever it is. You want your house to look like your house. And the good news is you can. But there's a couple of things that I do think it's worth having, and you do need to make that investment and get these, because they really can help you when certain energies are more potent than others. And when those energies hit your bedroom or your front door, it's really key that you have them. So let's talk about cure number one, and that's the 5-element pagoda. This feng shui cure will help manage the annual 5 yellow. This is the most serious of all the annual afflictions. It can create disease, and I'm talking disease like major problems, like go to the hospital problems, cancer, that kind of thing. It can create accidents, severe accidents. And in fact, it's even called the bone breaker. And my mom has broken a bone 2 times when it has hit her door. So it's very, very important that you have this 5-element pagoda, because I've actually seen it happen. And it can also cause severe financial difficulties and relationship breakups. Now, the 5-element pagoda traps the 5 yellow affliction, and it will protect you from health and relationship problems or accidents and misfortune and severe illness. We all want to be protected. It's really a beautiful and an interesting conversation piece, but this 5-element pagoda should always be placed inside a cabinet or a closet or out of the way place. Now, because the 5 yellow is both an annual and a monthly star, it's a good idea to have 2 of these to use. One can be used for the 5 yellow. That's the annual star. This year in 2020, the annual 5 yellow is in the east. So if you bump your toe, or you have an ingrown toenail or toenail fungus, or you trip and fall and break a leg, you know how that happens. You could even trip and fall on your wrist. It doesn't have to necessarily be your leg, but if you trip and fall and you fall on your wrist, well, you broke a bone, right? There you go. There's that 5 yellow again. So the thing that's really wonderful about it is this this 5-element pagoda, it represents the 5 elements of Feng Shui. And each one of them, whenever you buy them, you can get them on Amazon, you can find them online easily, and you can get them on Amazon. They open up. And what you want to do is wherever that 5 yellow energy goes for the year, and that, like I said, this year it is in the east. You take dirt from the east corner of your home. That you can sweep the floor. You can empty out your vacuum canister and then sweep the floor really well in the east corner, and then dump that into your 5-element pagoda. If you are in an apartment, or if you have a home, you can still do that with your home. Sweep it up, vacuum it up, put it in there, and put some dirt from your garden from the east corner, and fill it up to the top if you can, and get it all the way full, and tighten it up, and then put it in a cabinet or somewhere in the east corner of your home. Be sure to make a note of where you put it, because sometimes people they lose them. Anyway, so make sure that you make a note about where you put it. And now the second one that you want to purchase as well is for the monthly 5 yellow. So all the energies move annually, and then there's a second set that moves monthly. Why is that? Because energy always works in pairs. It's always yin and yang, right? And they always work in pairs. So the 5 yellow moves from direction to direction, month to month, and if you have a second one, you can use that for the monthly. You don't absolutely have to. You can use other things, but that's just a suggestion. If you're really into Feng Shui and you want to just do it right, that will do the trick for you. Have those 2 5-element pagodas, but definitely get the largest one you can afford for the annual 5 yellow. I highly suggest that getting the largest one you can afford is really good. Get that 5 yellow good and trapped. All right, cure number 2 is the brass rouleau. Now, a rouleau looks sort of like a figure 8, and it has also a removable top, but you don't need to put anything in it. It's reputed to hold the elixir of life, granting immortality, and for this reason, the rouleau is considered to be lucky for health and for turning good fortune into bad. It's representative of longevity. Now, this cure is most often used for the annual 2 black illness star. Now, you can also use it for the 5-element pagoda, like the 5-element pagoda, and put one on either side of your bed if you have the illness star or the 5 yellow in your bedroom. Then you need to pull out all the big Feng Shui guns and really pull out all the stops and get yourself good and protected up. Now, the black 2 star this year is in the south and is very dangerous. So if you have that's because the south is a fire energy, and fire really gets that 2 star going. So what we want to do is have that rouleau for the south corner of our home, especially if it's a bedroom or a home office. Very important that you get a rouleau and put it in the south corner. And if that's your bedroom, so important to have one there. Put it next to your bed. My husband and I both have rouleaus next on either side of our bed. We just keep them there all the time. I just feel like the extra protection is always a good idea, right? Now if you are looking for one, you want to buy one, you can, again, just like the 5-element pagoda, it is very easy to find them on Amazon or online. Again, I'm a big believer in usually less is more, but in this case, more is more. I would get the largest brass rouleau you can get. Don't get one that's obnoxious or you're going to feel uncomfortable about display. Now, this you do want to have displayed. It is something that you do want to have out in that sector, especially like if you have a foyer and your front door faces south. This year is the 2 stars in the south. Now the south is, like I said, is a fire element, and the 2 star being there this year means that you could have more heart and eye problems. Now, if you've got anyone in your house that's of a certain age, shall we say, it's really important to have that brass rouleau because, when we're talking about heart issues, and it also can be high blood pressure. This is circulation and blood in your heart. It's also your eyes. This is, definitely our eyes and hearts. Every part of us we want to protect, but hearts especially. So if you know somebody who has heart problems or is, like I said, of a certain age, we want to protect them against that, against this black 2 star. Normally, the black 2 star is just one of those annoying things, like sinus problems or, toenail fungus or just irritating bill that just you can't seem to get rid of. Now, moving on to cure number 3, this is the brass wind chime. Now, when you're looking at having, the 5 yellow or the 2 black anywhere, a brass wind chime can be invaluable. If the 5 or 2 are at your front door, hanging this brass wind chime near the door can help lift those energies away from your house. They can also be hung wherever the 2 stars fly for the month or the year. How do you hang a wind chime in the house? You're not looking for the pretty tinkling sounds like we have outdoors with our pretty wind chimes out there. We want them to catch the wind and tinkle in the wind and sound so pretty. But indoors, what we're really wanting to do is funnel the energy up and away. And the tubes of the wind chime is what does the work and the magic. Now, when you hang a wind chime indoors, you want to kind of hang it at no higher than head level. And you don't want to have them really high over you, but just put a little hook out on the wall in the wherever sector that you're looking to manage the energies there, and you can just hang it just like that. So it's not too strange. But if you feel uncomfortable with the brass wind chime, then obviously and then that goes for any feng shui cure. If you find something that is recommended but you don't like it, then it's not going to do any good to have it. So just don't even use it. But if you do feel like, hey, I could use a little feng shui mojo, then by all means, get you those cures, because they really can make a big difference. Now, and this is also a nice thing though about this brass wind chime is they don't just cure problems, they can also be enhancing. So every year we have annual energies that move around, and some of those energies are fabulous ones, and we really want to take advantage of those. Like, for instance, the 1 star of income and victory over the competition, or the 6 star of windfalls and heavenly assistance. Those are all activated and help to fulfill their potential when you hang a brass wind chime. So the wind chimes can actually do some really nice things in addition to suppressing some of those nasty guys. Now, it's a wonderful place a wonderful idea to hang a wind chime in the northwest sector too, or in the north, because they help to stimulate helpful people, mentor luck, world-renowned, influence luck, and as well as business, income, and career luck. So hey, never a bad thing, right? All right, let's talk about cure number 4. This is the rhino and the elephant. Now, when the 7 star of robbery and violence is at your front door or bedroom, it's important to employ a remedy that can counteract it. And something that's fiercely protective, both the rhinoceros and the elephant, they make excellent cures to add a level of protection against the 7 star. Now, the 7 star is one of those things that can cause a variety of problems. Now, the 7 star, incidentally, is the reigning star for 2020. That means its influence is most prevalent. And the 7 actually relates to the lungs. And what is that COVID virus doing? It's going straight to the lungs. That's what makes it so dangerous. Well, this is a cure. Having an elephant, they're usually, when you look for them, they're blue colored. They are terrific. You can buy even the Nazar, the blue evil eye, is helpful for the 7 star. But really, the rhino and elephant, those are the classic cures for the 7 star. They work together, but you can also buy them separately or use them separately, and you just place them wherever that 7 star goes to, and it will guard and oversee your home and protect you. So it's a really nice enhancer and protector and cure for your home, especially with this 7 star that's being such a pill this year, right? Now, where you get those, again, I would advise you just to look online. Just search rhino and rhinoceros and elephant, or rhino and elephant, and you will find it. Blue, also sometimes called the blue rhino or blue rhinoceros. That's what you want, is to find the elephant and the rhino both in a blue color, because those are the most protective. All right, let's talk about the last cure, and this is cure number 5. This is the 3 bamboo in rocks and water. This is a terrific addition to your 5-element pagoda and your rouleau for both the 5 yellow and the 2 black stars, because together they work to create illness, and that depletes your health and your well-being, your vitality. So we want to give some of that touch of health. And what represents health? It's greenery, it's plants, it's growing energies. The ultimate remedy: 3 stalks of lucky bamboo in a glass vase with water and pebbles. It will help bring the 2 and 5 under control and add a touch of healthy growth and energy and vitality to wherever those 2 bad guys go. So where shouldn't you use this cure? You never want to put a bamboo or any kind of plant in the bedroom, because plants aren't good for sleep and they can cause disruption in relationships. Otherwise, you can place this cure in a living room, a kitchen, your office or den, and it's a really nice way to add some good, healthy energy. Of course, plants are always great, but this is a cure because it represents the plant going into the earth and drawing up the energy of the earth, which is represented by the pebbles in the vase. And that's because wood destroys earth. If we think about trees and plants, they send their roots into the ground, and they bring up nutrients and water and all the minerals and what have you that are in the earth, and they pull it up through their roots. So for that reason, it's in Feng Shui, plants overcome earth, and the earth afflictions of the 5 yellow and the 2 black are serious ones that we want to overcome as much as possible, as well as bring a little bit of health energy into our homes. Well, there you go. The 5 essential Feng Shui power cures. They're terrific. But again, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable displaying these in your house, well, there's other ways around it. But these are classics. And I think everyone should know what they are and have them on hand if you can, because they can do some really great stuff for you. So let's cover for our 3 tips for the day. And that is tip number 1. Invest in a 5-element pagoda. This is the one cure that can handle the annual energy that is the most destructive. So this is the number 1 thing you want to get, always, always. Number 2 is the brass wind chime. And it's an all brass wind chime, and you might look at it as Feng Shui wind chimes online to try to find them. They are all brass. There's no wood. They are completely made out of brass. They're bright and shiny, kind of gold colored, and they're a little expensive. They can be around anywhere from I've seen them from $30 to $100. You can all kinds of prices, but they're beautiful. They're heavy. They're well made, and they can handle both 5 yellow and the 2 black, and they're enhancing for the 1 and 6 stars, which bring income and opportunity and money and influence. So not bad things, right? And number 3 is the rouleau. I can't say enough good things about a rouleau. They're terrific for handling the energy of illness for both the 5 and 2 stars, plus turning good or negative or bad fortune into good fortune and good luck. So that idea that it can transform bad luck into good luck, hey, who couldn't use that, right? That's always a good thing to have. Listen, thanks so much for joining me today. I really love talking with you. And if you love hearing from me, send me a note. Let me know what you like. And if you happen to listen to 5-Minute Feng Shui while you're cleaning house or driving to work, like Joe from Australia said she does, hey, drop me a note. I'd love to hear from you. And maybe I'll feature you in an upcoming episode. Thanks a bunch. Have a great day. I'll talk to you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to 5-Minute Feng Shui today. The year of the rat is coming, and I want to share with you where you can find money, love, and opportunity in 2020. And it's all in my annual Feng Shui Forecast, the Success Pack. You get a full year of in-depth Feng Shui details about how to use the energy of the year for success and prosperity. That's because every year we're showered with a Roman candle of opportunities for money, abundance, love, and opportunity. You just have to know where they are. And my Year of the Rat Feng Shui Success Pack includes all the details for every house and every zodiac sign. You also get this year's lucky clothing, handbag, and wallet colors. So be sure to go to redlotusletter.com/rat for all the details on the Year of the Rat and how to make this year the year of your dreams.